بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Up till now, Allah Azza wa Jal has blessed us to go through Al-Qawa'id Al Fiqhiyyah, the fiqhi rules, the legal maxims. And we finished one of the major fiqhi rules, and that is al-umur bimaqasidiha. Actions are by their intentions. We move on to the second fiqhi rule, and this qa'idah is known as qa'idat al-yaqeen la yazulu bil-shak. Certainty is not removed by doubt. And this is learnt from the Quran and from the Sunnah. Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَمَا يَتَّبِعُ أَكْثَرُهُمْ إِلَّا ظَنَّ إِنَّ الظَّنَّ لَا يُغْنِي مِنَ الْحَقِّ شَيْئًا. And most of them do not follow anything but dhann, suspicion, doubt. Indeed, dhann does not avail anything against al-haqq, which is the truth or certainty. And in the hadith, a man complained to the Prophet ﷺ that he finds something while in prayer, something that moves in his guts as if he has passed wind. And the Prophet said ﷺ he should not leave the prayer until he hears a sound or finds a smell, meaning that what is certain is not removed by what is not certain. And certainty is the norm. To be decisive, to be sure, to be certain, this is the norm. So if you're certain and sure, nothing changes this except if something that is as sure and as certain. And this is a very, very, very important rule that can be used in all our affairs. And we will find that it is a little bit long because scholars have looked into it and had managed to get sub-rules coming out of it. And it has a very strong affiliation and effect. Now, this rule applies to many scenarios. For example, I pray Fajr on time. And of course, before praying Fajr, I made wudu. I went to the office. At 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, I want to prepare for Dhuhr prayer. So I go and I think, should I make wudu or not? Now, I am doubtful. Did I break my wudu after Fajr or not? Did I go to the bathroom or not? Do you get these doubts at school? All the time. You get these doubts because it comes, and this is the job and occupation of shaitan, trying to confuse you. I have to apply this rule on my situation. There is certainty and there is doubt. What is certain? That I left home in the state of wudu because I prayed Fajr. Definitely I know that I was in the state of wudu. What is the doubt? Did I break my wudu or not? So what should I do? I should take the doubt and throw it in the dustbin, in the garbage, which means that I am still in wudu. I don't have to renew my wudu. Understood? Now let's reverse it. Someone remembers that after praying Fajr, he went to the toilet. Or another example, someone wakes up from sleep and he dresses at 7 o'clock after Fajr. He prayed Fajr and went to bed. He woke up, put on his clothes, he went to his job, his school, his university at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. 12:30, it is time for Dhuhr. He goes to think, am I in the state of wudu or not? I think I made wudu. Maybe I made wudu, I'm not sure. What is certain? That you woke up from sleeping, and waking up from sleeping nullifies your wudu. So you're not in the state of wudu. What is the doubt? Did I make wudu or not? Take the doubt and throw it away. You have to make wudu because you are not in the state of wudu. And this goes with someone in salah. I'm praying a 4 rak'ah prayer, dhuhr or asr or isha, on my own. There is no masjid near to me. In the prayer, I'm standing up and all of a sudden, am I praying the 3rd rak'ah or the 4th rak'ah? I don't know. I'm in complete darkness. Is this my 3rd or 4th? Let us look. What is certain? 3. Because my doubt is in whether this is the 4th or the 3rd. So 3rd is definitely certain. So what to do? The 4th, which is the doubt, cast it away, pray another rak'ah, and then make prostration for sahu, for forgetfulness. Likewise, I'm in tawaf. And people who made umrah know this because they make tawaf 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all of a sudden, what is this? Number 6 or number 5? I don't know. It's very crowded, it's very hot, and lots of people, I'm tired. Shaitan comes to you, you're not sure whether this is 5 or 6. What to do? Yalla, make it 6. No. 5 is certain. 6 is doubtful. What should I do? Remove the doubt and apply the rule which says that certainty is not removed by doubt. So the certain thing you have to maintain and you have to apply. Now, in order for us to study this rule, we find when reading the books of the scholars that they have studied it thoroughly, to the extent that they say that the rule has 2 divisions to it. One, what is understood exactly by what is stated. Certainty is not removed by doubt. So this is crystal clear. There are rules that we can find from that. And there is another division which is understood by the opposite. What is meant by the opposite? It means when I say you are not ignorant. By opposite, this means that you are learned. You are someone of knowledge. This is understood by the opposite. And it's known as mafhum al-mukhalafa. So if Islam tells you to do this thing, by the opposite, you should not do something that is against it. And that is why when Islam tells you to believe in Allah, the opposite is that you should not do shirk. When the Prophet says, alayhi salatu wasalam, whomever Allah intends well for him, he will grant him understanding in deen. He will grant him understanding or fiqh in deen. Which means by the opposite, that whomever Allah does not intend well for him, He will not give him understanding in the deen. And so on. So we have 2 types. That this great rule, certainty is not removed by doubt, is divided into 1, the sub-rules that come under what is understood. And the second is what is understood by the opposite. And we will come to explain this, inshallah. There are a number of great rules that are stemmed from certainty is not removed by doubt. The first rule, in very simple Arabic, al-aslu baqa'u ma kan ala ma kan, which translates to the default, and this is the meaning of al-asl. When someone says, what's the ruling on drinking wine? We say al-asl, it's prohibited. What do you mean by al-asl? Meaning that either referring to Quran and Sunnah, which is the asl, or to referring to the default, that it is, this is the default, that it is prohibited. So, al-aslu baqa'u ma kan ala ma kan. This translates to the default is that a matter remains as it was. One would say, so what? Yes, definitely. The matter would remain as it was. No, no, we're referring to things of Sharia. I'm not referring to my watch. If I take it and I put it on the table after 1,000 years, will it become a car? So when you say that the default is that a matter remains as it was, if I take my watch and put it on the table, will it remain as it is? Yes, it will remain as it is. The watch will remain as it is. But when it comes to rules of Sharia, this is differently applied. How is it applied? This is what we'll find after the break, so stay tuned.
In every job that you do, you want to be the best that you can be. To be the best that you can be, you have to follow the example of the best that ever were. When it comes to da'wah, there is no better example than the example of those men whom Allah chose to do the best of jobs. His noble prophets and messengers. Join me, Muhammad Tim Humble, as we study together the methodology of the Prophet in da'wah.
Rush to adopt the matchless qualities that make the procedure of dawah extremely effective in the methodology of the prophets in dawah. Tonight at 11 p.m. and repeat telecast at 12 p.m. Saudi Arabia on Peace TV. Analyze your mistakes.
Have you ever tried to overcome your anger?
Realize your weakness.
Do you find it difficult to control your tongue?
Diagnose your moral sickness.
Have you ever felt that your intentions are corrupt?
Learn the steps essential to nourish our souls in purification of the soul. Every Thursday at 11:30 p.m. and repeat telecast at 12:30 p.m. Saudi Arabia on Peace TV.
All these scriptures, the Quran, the Bible, the Ved, they are saying that Almighty God is one.
Peace TV presents.
He has got no images. Worship Him alone.
The Creator, the Sustainer.
Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahus samad. Say He is Allah one and only. Allah, the absolute and eternal. He begets not, nor is He begotten.
The Praiseworthy.
There is nothing like Him.
The one and only.
Surah Ikhlas is the touchstone of theology.
Dr. Zakir Naik.
Yet people behave like blind people, like deaf people, and do not follow the scripture.
Discover and recognize one true God in a comparative analysis of different scriptures by Dr. Zakir Naik in Concept of God in World's Major Religions in Truth Exposed. Next on Peace TV.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. So, don't look at my watch. I'm not going to put it on the table. It will remain as it is. But how can we apply this sub-rule which says that the default is that a matter remains as it was? This is related to certainty is not removed by doubt. So anything that is certain, it stays and remains as it is. And for example, if someone is in the state of wudu, then his state of wudu is intact. And it remains as it is until we're certain that there is something else that changed it. And that is why the scholars, when they talk about this fiqhi rule, they come to talk about a sub-rule, which is the default, everything is pure. Al-asl fil ashya al-tahara. Now, this is an important rule. Now, if I want to pray here, people say, have a prayer mat. We have to put a carpet. Why? Said, because this might not be clean. Apply the rule. Everything you see is pure. Sheikh, what about the mat outside of the toilet? You know, people may make something, you know, answer the call of nature, and maybe there is some najasa, and they come and they step on this mat. The rule applies. Everything is pure. Everything is tahir. This is certainty. And that is why the Prophet said, alayhi salam, جُعِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ لِي مَسْجِدًا وَطَهُورًا فَأَيَّمَا رَجُلٌ أَدْرَكَتْهُ الصَّلَاةِ فَلْيُصَلِّ. The earth, Allah has made for me a place of ablution, meaning tayammum, and of prayer. So whenever the call for prayer is called, you don't have to go to the masjid. You don't have to go to your house. Anywhere you want to pray, pray. Because the default, that everything is tahir. And this is very important rule, especially for the people who have OCD. Obsessive compulsive disorder. You get a lot of the people coming and saying, Sheikh, I don't know if I'm on wudu or not. I answer the call of nature and I spend in the bathroom half an hour to clean myself from 1 or 2 drops of urine. This is obsessive. When you tell the brother, please pray, he said, no, I have to pray and put my handkerchief or special prayer mat. Why? I don't know, maybe this is not clean. Okay, shake hands with this gentleman. Said, no, I don't know, maybe he's not clean. Okay, pray behind this imam. I don't know, maybe he's mushrik. This is how it progresses, huh? And this is the importance of applying these rules so that you can worship Allah Azza wa Jal nicely. And that is why these doubts, when it comes to you, set up your priorities. You say, maybe, no, maybe throw it in the dustbin. Maybe the imam is mushrik. Maybe he did not recite the Fatiha in Dhuhr. Why don't you pray behind him? Maybe he doesn't recite the Fatiha. What about you? He said, I recite the Fatiha. You're married? He said, yes. Maybe you divorced your wife. I didn't divorce my wife. Maybe. So you open the door for maybes and you end up in a very bad situation. You apply these fiqhi rules, understand them, embrace them. Then you understand that everything is clear. I come to make salah. I have to make wudu. There's a bucket with water in it. Maybe it's not pure. Maybe a child came and urinated in it. Maybe something happened to it. Akhi, everything is clean. Everything is pure. Do you see najasa? Do you see impurities? Color, taste, smell? No. But there is some dust in it. There is some rust. Sometimes when you open the water tap, there comes yellow water because of the rust of the pipes. Maybe this is najasa. No, don't say maybe. If you're not sure, it is pure. I can be a good rapper, huh? If you're not sure, it's pure. Khalas, you put this as a new fiqhi rule, huh? Now we can add this and put it under my name. If you're not sure, it is pure. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. So this is a very important rule. This brings us to a concept in Usul al-Fiqh that the scholars got out of this. They call it al-istishab. They call it al-istishab. Sahib means companion. Suhbah means companionship. Istishab is accompanying the default. What originally was, it remains as it is. So this certainty is not removed by doubt, is found in al-istishab. What is al-istishab? How many rules can we get from it? the sky is the limit. And maybe this is not the right time to go through it because of the time constraints. But inshallah, I will give you a very brief introduction to it so that you can understand how the scholars differ from normal people. Because we take things as granted. Where is your dalil? Quran and Sunnah, that's it. Akhi, do you know what the Quran and Sunnah imply? Do you know what they contain? How you are able to get the information, halal or haram, from it? No. So why do you want the dalil? You have to understand the process of thinking, of analyzing, so that you can learn it, inshallah, in a better way. We open the floor for questions. Yes, Brother Hatim.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salamullah.
Sheikh, what is the ruling in case of forgetfulness of the certainty? For example, before the Fajr Salah, I remember that I have done wudu. Just after the Fajr Salah, I pass on wind. And now I'm certain that my wudu is broken. At the time of Asr, what was uncertain has become certain. I remember that I have done wudu, but I forget about the certainty at that moment of time that, I had passed wind. So now I am certain that I had done wudu, but I have forgotten that, I had also passed wind. So in this case, I have forgotten what was certain at one moment of time.
Yes, but now you remembered. So see, what counts, don't put hypothetical questions. Because now you say, I forgot. Okay, if you forgot, khalas. You apply what you are certain of. Yeah, but I may have forgotten. Now this is something that is not certain. Allah Azza wa Jal holds you accountable for what you remember. رَبَّنَا لَا تُؤَاخِذْنَا إِن نَسِينَا أَوْ أَخْطَأْنَا. Oh Allah, don't burden us if we forget or make a mistake. So if you forget and no one is to remind you, Allah Azza wa Jal would not ask you, why did you forget? This is impossible. Allah is the most merciful. So let us look at your scenario in an objective way. An individual prayed Fajr and he does not remember anything that relates to breaking his wudu. What does he do? Continue. But if you tell me, I forgot, now I remembered. Okay. I got from my home, I did wudu, I prayed Fajr, I broke my wudu. Dhuhr time, I forgot that I broke my wudu. So I prayed Dhuhr. After half an hour, I remembered that, I broke my wudu at 10 o'clock. What should I do? Repeat your Dhuhr. Because your Dhuhr is invalid. But if you did not remember, khalas, Allah Azza wa Jal is not going to burden you and you're not going to care because this is something you have forgotten. So I hope this answers your question. Yes, Akhi.
Sheikh, is majority a hujjah in Islam? For example, if a majority of Musalli, they are sure, they are not have a doubt that they are sure that the Imam has prayed 3 rakats. And Imam and few of the Musallis, they are sure they have completed the Salah. So will majority have a stand here in this?
First of all, hujjah means that something that can be followed, an evidence or a proof. And he's asking about 2 different situations. One, is the majority a proof to follow or not? Ideally speaking, no. What we're supposed to follow is the Quran and Sunnah. So if the majority of schools of thought say that you have to do this, and 1 or 2 of the scholars or a school of thought says, no, this is not right, and they have the evidence backing them, who should we follow? The majority or the evidence? For example, the Prophet said, alayhi salam, in Sahih al-Imam Muslim, one of the highest authentic books of hadith, Bukhari and Muslim, he was asked, shall we make ablution after eating camel's meat? He said, yes. Shall we make ablution after eating mutton? He said, if you wish. Which means that eating camel's meat breaks your wudu. The majority of scholars say it doesn't. Who should we follow? Definitely the hadith, which happens to be the opinion of Imam Ahmad. Now your situation is different. What you're asking about is when the Imam thinks something and believes it, and the followers think something and believe it. Example, we're praying Dhuhr. Dhuhr is 4 rak'ahs. The Imam in the 3rd rak'ah sits for tashahhud, thinking that this is his 4th rak'ah and he wants to conclude the prayer. All of the congregation behind him say, Subhanallah, Subhanallah. Now, if he has an atom weight of doubt, he should stand up. But if the man is 100% certain, in this case, the people behind him must not follow him. If they say Subhanallah and he doesn't stand up, they should stand up for the fourth rak'ah and continue their prayer alone. Or wait until he finishes and tell him. But the first scenario is the best, because by him continuing to pray 3 rak'ahs in a 4 rak'ah makes his prayer invalid. Like if he stands up for a 5th rak'ah and the imams prayed for and the guy is going Allahu Akbar for the 5th. What should we do? Follow him. They follow him in the 5th. He goes for the 6th. Until when are we going to do this? He may go for 20. So definitely reducing or adding is the same. It invalidates the prayer. Now, after he finishes, if he came to believe that, okay, all of these people definitely are not wrong, and I am the one who's wrong, he has to pray 1 rak'ah to complete his prayer. But if he insists, no, I prayed 4 and all of you are wrong, this depends on his conviction and belief. But most likely next time, he will not lead the prayer. Because 500 people praying behind him, they all say, you pray 3 rak'ahs. He said, no, you're all wrong. Definitely, he is not the right man to pray behind. Yes.
Sheikh, my question is, were the sub-rulings under the 5 legal maxims, were they formulated as new situations arose, or were they a product of the 3 sources of laws?
No, these 5 major fiqhi rules, or Qawa'id Al Fiqhiyyah Al Kubra, they were formulated in accordance to what was present from the Quran and from the Sunnah, hoping that in the future when new issues arise, they will fall under the same category. This is all the time we have until we meet next time. Fi amanillah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm your brother in Islam, Hussein Yi from Malaysia, and you are watching Peace TV, the solution for humanity.